Aloha basketball fans, welcome back to Simplify Arena at the Stan Sheriff Center here on the campus of the University of Hawaii at Manoa for Day 3 of the Rainbow Wahine Showdown. Game number 6 features the Stanford Cardinal from the Pac-12 Conference and your Hawaii Rainbow Wahine of the Big West Conference. Here are your starting lineups. First for the Cardinal. At forward, a 6'4" junior from Beaverton, Oregon, number 22, Cameron Brink. At forward, a 6'3" sophomore from Los Angeles, California, number 44, Kiki Iriafen. At guard, a 5'7" freshman from Alameda, California, number 10, Talana Lepolo. At guard, a 6'1" senior from Santa Cruz, California, number 30, Haley Jones. And at guard, a 6' senior from San Jose, California, number 33, Hannah Jump. The head coach of the Cardinal, Tara Vanderveer.
In the final seconds of the tip-off, Case it may be.
And now the starting lineup for your Hawaii Rainbow Wahine. At forward, a 6'4" freshman from Denver, Colorado, number 12, Imani Perez. At guard, a 5'7" sophomore from Kaneohe, Hawaii, number 3, Lily Wahine Kapu. At guard, a 5'7" sophomore from Pahoa, Hawaii, number 1, Kelsey Imai. At guard, a 5'10" sophomore from Las Vegas, Nevada, number 15, Deja Phillips. And at forward, a 6'3" grad student from Seattle, Washington, number 11, Callan Spiller. Your Rainbow Wahine coaching staff, head coach Laura Beeman, associate head coach Alex Delanian, assistant coaches Derek Florence and Deaudra Brown, director of operations Jason Hill.
Navigating through a challenging non-conference slate, the Rainbow Wahine basketball team sits at 1-5 and still looking to find their groove. Hawaii sophomore Deja Phillips, while she continues to produce points for the Rainbow Wahine, averaging a team-leading 14.5 per game. Up next, the final day of the Rainbow Wahine Showdown, the second-ranked Stanford Cardinal and the Hawaii Rainbow Wahine. Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. Let's take a look at the Kaiser Permanente keys to the game, Lori.
For the Stanford Cardinals, they are giants, one of the biggest teams in the NC2A, coming off a national championship 2 seasons ago, a semifinal loss last season. They will take no prisoners tonight, Scott. And for Hawaii, back to basics. As a player, you got to do the little things. You got to square up. You got to box out. You got to do all that stuff and not get ahead of yourself. Stay fundamental. Go back to the things that you know against teams that are this talented.
Cameron Brink, the All-American, wins the tip. Stanford with the ball going from our right to left, just underway here on a Sunday afternoon. Opportunity would be the key word, I would say, for the University of Hawaii here today. I don't think anybody's expecting them to pull off the shocker. As you get the rebound fought for by Hawaii, but just want to see them compete.
Yeah, and as Beeman mentioned, you want to grow in every game, however that comes, whether it's, you know, as ball handlers, reducing turnovers, whatever it is, you want to see something positive come out of this. Note Imani Perez, the freshman there with the ball, number 12, her first start of the year. She's been getting a lot of minutes. They go bigger tonight with her, Scott.
Nice rebound underneath by Imai. We'll bring it back out, reset the offense. We got one eye on the basketball game. Just want to let everybody know we also have one eye on the NCAA volleyball selection show. Rebound comes off to the Cardinal. And so once we find out where and who Hawaii is playing, nice job defensively underneath by Perez. We'll pass that along to you.
I've been so impressed with Imani Perez. Has played at really high levels as a club player. In fact, played with Lauren Betts, the 6'7" freshman that we'll see tonight for Stanford. That was a nice rebound.
Spiller for three. She's got it. Spiller's been playing well this weekend. As we take a look at the starting lineups, which will be scrolling at the bottom of your screen, brought to you by Hawaiian Financial FCU starting lineups. There you go.
Steal by Lili Wahine Kapu. The quick hands by the freshman.
Of course, Wahine Kapu transferring back home after a year at Cal State Fullerton, where she was the Big West Conference Freshman of the Year. But this is a Hawaii team that obviously is off to a bit of a slow start at 1-5. Phillips' short jumper rolls and falls out, and the rebound comes off to the Cardinal.
A couple good-looking mid-range jump shots there. Hawaii yet to knock it down. Imai and Phillips both.
That one won't drop. For Haley Jones, the All-American out of Santa Cruz, California, 10.6 points per game. Two All-Americans actually on this squad. Cameron Brink, number 22, along with Haley Jones. And they both last year were the Pac-12 Players of the Year. Step out three, Wahine Kapu a little short. You look at Jones, she was the coach's pick as Player of the Year. And Brink was the media pick as Player of the Year, as well as Defensive Player of the Year in the Pac-12.
All of them, 4 of them actually on the Player of the Year watch list. They have that separated by guard, power forward, center. So, yeah, this team is pretty loaded. Loaded with McDonald's All-Americans that won't even play tonight. Yeah. Or won't play much.
Thinking about it was Phillips. Will take it into the paint off the glass. Nice job by Deja Phillips, who's had 15 points in the first 2 games. 15 on Friday's win against Grambling State. 15 and last night's defeat to Florida Gulf Coast. Nice drive, laying it off the glass. There's Haley Jones.
She'll try to set the tempo here. She did that on Friday in their first game against Grambling State, scored 14 in the first half. She can play the 1 through 4 positions for this team. She is the returning All-American, and she'll get them going early and try to get people involved as the game moves along.
One of the keys for Hawaii here tonight is a tall task against a team like this. As Perez stuck in the paint a little too long, but it's to cut down on their turnovers. Way too many turnovers. 99 turnovers through the first 6 games. You take a good look at Tara Van Devere, the GOAT, the all-time winningest coach in women's basketball history. That was called the rebound and the basket and the foul. So give the deuce to Cameron Brink out of Beaverton, Oregon, and she'll go to the free throw line, shooting the first free throw of the ball game. And there's Lauren Beeman, head coach in her 11th season. She's done a nice job. Hawaii picked to win the Big West this year, but when you talk to Coach Beeman, that's like a million miles away from right now. She just wants to get this team, get them better.
Yeah, they do that every preseason. Nani Pocket talked about in that pregame. Cameron Brink, of course, famous for her own talent, but also for being the goddaughter of Dell and Sonia Curry. Spent a lot of time with Steph Curry. The moms were roommates at Virginia Tech, basketball players. She's probably sick of hearing that story, but you got to get it out there, especially when you're a Warrior fan. You know, Ashley Thompson, she didn't play had a knee that's been bothering her. They'll need her defensively today. Good to see her out there.
Well, we want to pass along. We just got information on the Rainbow Wahine volleyball team. They know where they'll go as that basket falls in the foul. So Haley Jones gets a deuce. She'll go to the free throw line and try to complete the traditional three-pointer. Hawaii will be going to the Stanford Regional, and they will be playing LSU. 7-0 run, make it 8-0 run for the Cardinal. They lead by 5. So Hawaii, LSU at Stanford, I'm assuming Friday.
Well, I like that. I'm okay with that, Scotty.
Yeah. Keep in mind, ESPN has the rights to all women's volleyball now in the tournament. So I'll have to watch that one on ESPN Plus. Here's a 3, a little too strong. The long rebound comes off to the Cardinal. Nice job there by Iriafen.
Cardinal been getting into the paint here early between Brink and Haley Jones. Boy's got to do that work early, right? Better chest those cutters. Jackie David into the ball game, gives them a little strength inside.
Fuller, the freshman guard, can't get that one to fall. The bounce pass a little too far out front by Deja Phillips for Ashley Tom. We'll take a break. Just under 5. 10-5 Stanford. On the go, the Spectrum News app has the local sports you love and the news and weather that matters most to you. Download today on the App Store or Google Play. Hawaii being held scoreless for the last 2:02 against Stanford, as the Cardinal have doubled up Hawaii 10-5 here midway through this opening quarter. Anything stand out to you at this point?
Yeah, I think Hawaii's getting some good shots and actually had a shot at a couple offensive boards there. Spiller with the 3. I don't think they've been squelched as much as I thought they might be early in this ball game. So the backcourt, remember, is young. They lost Anna Wilson and Lexi Hull in the backcourt, Stanford did. So I feel like you match up pretty well there with Deja, Lily, and Kelsey Imai.
Pointer a little too strong. Rebound comes off to Deja Phillips. Here comes Hawaii. Kelsey Imai across half court.
I will say on that last fast break, one of the few ones they may see tonight, Deja Phillips got to take that. She's their best finisher.
That one's stolen away. There's one of those turnovers we have talked about. The Cardinal wants that one get knocked away. Good defense by Imai.
Ashley Toms, too. Watch Toms get a hand on it so fast. Fastest player on this team. They need her defensively. Nursing a little bit of a knee, but she's looking pretty good so far early, Scotty.
You see Jackie David came in after the timeout. There's a 3-point shot. That one no good. The rebound underneath, and she's going to have stepped on the baseline. So they'll say stepping on the baseline, Ashton Prechtel, 6'5" senior out of Colorado Springs. You mentioned at the onset, this Stanford team is huge. There's a 3.
Jackie David 7 for 7 on Friday to start this tournament against Grambling State. Hit a couple threes in that game. Prechtel hits the deck off the defense. She's a 6'5" player that can shoot the 3 pretty well, Scott, and tough to guard.
Looking to hand it off. Phillips does take it. Imai will throw it off the glass. Couldn't get that one to fall. Here come the Cardinals quickly pushing it up tempo. Long 3 is nothing but nylon. Nice 3-pointer by Prechtel. Just after you spoke highly of her shooting ability.
She can shoot it.
Averages just under 5 points per game.
Dad, a nationally ranked thrower. Big family. Prechtel came off a concussion, didn't play on Friday. Played yesterday a little bit.
Jackie David's 3-pointer won't fall. Long outlet pass off the glass. It doesn't fall for Brink. And we'll get a foul underneath.
But how's that? Cameron Brink, maybe one of the more improved players on this team. She's improved her range. She came off a 25-point game against South Carolina, that loss in overtime, a game Stanford led for much of the game. Played great, so she's continuing to work just on her range. It's kind of a late whistle on Jackie David.
Jackie David not shy of shooting the three-pointers here early in the first quarter.
I mean, they've got to hit some of those right to be able to find some success here offensively. Where's Amy Atwell when you need her, right? This would be the game. Hopefully she's out there somewhere back in Perth playing professionally in Australia.
Both of them came in as a 69% free throw shooter, and Stanford has gone on a 13-0 scoring run after Hawaii came out early goings of that this first quarter. Wahine Kapu will try the three, rattles in, comes out, rebound for the Cardinal. That's Jones. Yesterday against Grambling State, Stanford was able to use every player on the bench. All 15 players that made the trip got a chance to see some action.
They've had some big bench contributions, too. Don't fall off too much. Actually get bigger off the bench.
Jones lays it off the ground. The fight for the rebound. Stanford back with it. They go down low. That one won't fall.
Haley Jones, a little frustration. Those are little chippies she normally makes. Got a good matchup, but Callan Spiller, she has been a solid underneath for the Wahine this season. Probably the most consistent post player.
Flip to the left hand, no good. Fight for the rebound. Here come the Cardinals again. Cardinal. Napoli brings it up underneath. Reverse layup, no good. Foul though. And Lauren Betts is in there, number 51. She is 6'7", and she is tied for the tallest player in Stanford history. 6'7".
Interesting, Lauren Betts played a little bit of club ball with Imani Perez, both from Colorado. So Perez somewhat well-versed defensively against Lauren Betts. That'll be kind of fun to watch, freshman on freshman. That's his mom, is Michelle Jones, played volleyball at Long Beach State with Misty May back in the day. And Father Andrew Betts was a European basketball player, is a retired European basketball player, I should say. So, you know, you look at this roster for the Cardinals, and everybody's parents played on some level, mom and dad. I think that's how you recruit, right, Scotty? You look at the lineage.
Doesn't hurt. McBee, will she try three? She does. Too strong. The rebound off to the Cardinal. It's one shot and done for Hawaii. Quickly, they bring it up. They'll try the three-pointer. And that one's knocked down by Precto. So Precto gets the three. It's a 20-5 Stanford advantage. And we're still in the first quarter as the Cardinal continue the carnage on an 18-0 run.
Boy, messing with that offensive board a little bit, allowing the Stanford Cardinals to get out on the run, and they're finishing from behind the arc.
Oh, we're going to finally get a foul calling on Stanford. That's on Agnes Emanopu, who just checked in a little while ago. Her first foul. Now let's take a look again. Nice pass, wide open shot, and easy three.
You know what's funny about that? The assist came from Hannah Jump, who's the best three-point shooter on this team. Nice to share the ball.
Hawaii hasn't scored a bucket in over 6 minutes, and there you go. Finally breaking the seal and getting Hawaii back on the board. Wahine Kapu, but you can't slow up against the Cardinal, can you?
So fast down the court. Wahine Kapu finishing as a point guard. You don't have that speed going the other way. Iri Offen, I think, has been really impressive. Don't talk as much about her as you do Cameron Brink and Haley Jones, but the 6'3 sophomore, 11 points, 5 boards a game, and runs like the wind.
That's 11 points, 5 rebounds a game, or she probably only plays about half the game. And there's a Stanford team that averages 88 points a game. That's going to be another turnover for Hawaii. We mentioned they played all 15 players yesterday. Their only loss came a week ago today, at home on the farm against number 1 South Carolina, falling in overtime against the Gamecocks. We'll see another three, and at the buzzer, Knocking that triple down is Ashton Prechtel. So the three-pointers have been falling. The defense has been strong. And they close out the quarter on a 23-2 run. All Cardinal after one, 25-7. Let's take a look at the three-point shots made by Ashton Prechtel in that opening 10 minutes. The 6'5" senior out of Colorado Springs already has 9 points, all coming on the three-pointer. She is 3 of 4 so far.
Team that big, it's really hard to defend with the three ball, Scotty.
All right, let's check out tonight's Heineken head-to-head stat line, and it is field goals and field goal percentages. You look at Stanford, they're shooting 42% so far from the floor. Hawaii down there at the bottom, 23%. Only 3 field goals made for Hawaii in that opening quarter. So how does Hawaii regroup? They find themselves down by quite a bit here to open up the second period.
I think they've had some makeable shots, right? I think you start hearing some pretty big footsteps coming your way when you play teams this big. So a matter of finishing. Joey Lefotu into the game. She gives them a little bit more dynamic play at the guard.
You got the sisters together too. Wahine Kapu and Lefotu. Lefotu, the true freshman out of Iolani. Shot clock under 10. Good defense by the Cardinal. Outside the 3 for Orgy, rattles and falls out. And the rebound down to Iriafa. I think Stanford's going to have a huge advantage in the paint, right, Lori? I mean, just with their size. Look at the size right there. Good defense, though, by Orgy.
The 2 good three-point shooters in Jump and Prechtel.
Traveling call. The turnover on the Cardinal.
Good D there on Talana Leipolu. She's a 5'7" freshman out of Alameda. Nice play there by Kelsey Imai. Young at the point guard this season. She's been getting the majority of minutes. Talana Leipolu, Alameda, Carondelet High School. Doesn't turn it over much.
By the way, Hawaii 6 turnovers in that opening quarter, which is too much. I mean, you're on pace for about 24 turnovers in the game. That pass knocked away. Where's the possession? It's going to go to the Cardinal.
I like that matchup, though, right? Deja Phillips against Prechtel, got the height advantage, gets her on the tape. Like to see Deja try to force that action, maybe get to the free throw line. She's got that offensive ability.
Bringing Cameron Brink back in, the All-American. So if her godparents are Steph Curry's parents, which they are, would that make Steph Curry her godbrother?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how that stuff works.
I think he's just kind of a god period, but yeah, I guess whatever you want to add to that, Scott.
Nice pass inside, drawing the foul will be the Cardinal. And going to the free throw line.
Watch it.
It's going to be Cameron Brink.
The crowd that she draws. It's a nice help side defense there by Phillips. Just called. Catches her on the arm going up. Brink just huge arsenal inside.
You know, it's not just her offense. Her defense is pretty good as well. She has 26 blocked shots already, and this is their 9th game.
Look, she hasn't left the floor on 20 of them. She's amazingly disciplined. She's had a lot this weekend, and she just stands up and extends those arms up, and it's really, really hard. She's good at staying out of foul trouble for a player her size. I've been impressed with that, even as a younger player.
So Lily Wahine Kapu checking back in. Press employed now by the Cardinal. Hawaii trying to break it. The bounce pass too strong. And it gets by Imani Perez. Good effort there. I think Deja Phillips had the right idea. Perez just wasn't ready for it. Hawaii down by 20.
Got Nena Orji, Imani Perez taking up some space in the paint for the Wahine.
Go inside again.
Tell you, Nena Orji giving it to Erie often. She is so physical, probably the most physical post player for the Cardinal. And this is a battle underneath. Good experience here for Nena Orji.
Very often went to Harvard Westlake High School, which is a terrific athletic high school. A lot of good volleyball players come out of there.
Yeah, they're loaded, sort of the Archbishop Mitty type school.
Nice pull up there by Lopolu. She gets the basket. Press again, put on by the Cardinal. You know, one thing about Stanford, this weekend, there's no question about how they're going to probably do. But when you talk to coaches and everything, they're trying to do what Hawaii's doing this early, trying to get better. Take another look at Leopoldo, the freshman guard.
See Leopoldo with that forearm, didn't get the call. That's a fun matchup to watch, though. Because Jovi Lefotu's got some offense as well, so she and Leopoldo in the backcourt. It's going to be a foul on Haley Jones, I believe, offensive against Deja Phillips.
First personal, first team foul.
Wahine got to get past this pressure.
Well, they charged a foul to Erie often, I believe. Points off turnovers, look at that. 7 turnovers for Hawaii have resulted in 13 points. Hawaii has yet to be able to take advantage of a turnover by the Cardinal. Hawaii with only 7 points. Bounce pass underneath. Take it up. Can't get that one to fall. There's Lefotu.
Good look there by Lefotu.
And that one just thrown away. Brink made a mistake. Don't see that very often with that young lady.
Yeah, they're scrambling on defense. Nena Orji goes out. Jackie David comes in.
Jackie David had a good game Friday in the win against Grambling State.
Again, Jackie David, it's only her 5th game. She was out for the first couple of games. So still trying to find her game shape.
Nice pass underneath. So David gets the assist.
Monty Perez. You got a lot of length there, as much length as Hawaii's had in a long time.
Here's a 3-pointer. Too strong. Rebound will go out of bounds for what you ball.
But the physicality of the post players just drastically different than what you're going to see in the Big West. Just the way they post up, it is a good experience. You see Perez hands on the hips. I mean, it's tiring just playing defense on that other end against Cameron Brink, let alone trying to get open on this end.
Well, let me just say this right now. It's going up, taking it off the glass with the left hand. Can't get the ball. David can't get the next shot. And we're going to have a jump ball. The arrow favors the Cardinal. But I've always said, Hawaiians, this is an example. If you take a look at some of the hustle. But it doesn't seem fair or right to me that Hawaii and Stanford play for the same national championship every year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know.
I mean, you see in other sports, I mean, it's time now. There's such a disparity between the Power 5 schools, and Stanford has always been good at basketball.
Mainstay in the NC2As, won 2 national championships. Seems like they've won more.
It does feel like
Last one coming a couple years ago, and saw that exchange there, rolling that back to Jackie David and Cameron Brink, and they were both holding on to that ball, waiting for the other one to let go on the possession. I think Brink said, okay, let's count to 3, and they let go at the same time. That's a good conflict resolution there by the Cardinal.
Now we're going to get a foul. And that is going to be on India Navar. Navari, 5'9" freshman out of Apex, North Carolina. Well, Phillips had the right idea. Driving baseline, tried the reverse layup, couldn't get it to fall. Hawaii shooting 22%
You know, they've had some makeable shots, though. That's a shot, Deja Phillips, a little deep there, but the Fotu shot in the key, they've had some makeable shots. They're just not real confident. Avery Watkins, who's had the last 3 starts as the post player with Spiller for the Wahine into the ball game. Runs the court well.
That one's stolen away. Quickly bringing it up. Phillips looking for somebody to dish it off to. She will. Taking it up. Short jumper. Smart move right there for the youngster Lily Wahine Kapu.
It's a great extra move there, too. Wahine Kapu clapping for the ball, was open on the 3, takes the mid-range jumper instead. Nice job by Lily.
Rolled in with the left hand by LeVar. But you look at the Stanford team, Lori. 65 straight weeks they have been in the top 10 of the AP poll.
From 34 straight Pac-12 games. This year it'll be Oregon, Arizona, Stanford, and I believe Utah in the top 25 for the women's Pac-12.
And a one-on-one. Shot clock down to 3, to 2, to 1. Better get the shot off, and she does, and gets it the drop. Jovile Fotu.
I think that's a good matchup for her against Lopolo. Oh, good work there by Perez. Boy, it felt like she almost had a lane there trying to deny the ball against All-American Cameron Brink.
Right here, you see Lily Wahine Kapu takes it inside, the short jumper, and Hawaii gets the basket. Women's volleyball tournament brackets here a little while ago, and Hawaii found out where and who they're going to play. They're heading off to Palo Alto in California. How appropriate with Hawaii playing Stanford tonight. They'll be going to Stanford this weekend. Friday they'll take on LSU, and hopefully Hawaii can get the win there, and more than likely they'll face the Cardinals.
Hey, I like that bracket. What you don't see there is a Big Ten team, right? There are no Big Ten teams in that bracket. I think it's a winnable bracket for the Rainbow Wahine.
I see a Stanford team.
I do,
in that
but
bracket.
it's still not a Big Ten team. I mean, come on, Scotty, come on.
The Big Ten may be good, but the Pac-12 is just a notch below, if that. Here, you have a Pac-12 versus Big West matchup, and the Pac-12 with the 31-13 advantage.
9th turnover for the Rainbow Wahine. 8 turnovers for the Cardinal. Somewhat surprising.
So Elena Wasgana check in for the Cardinal. We'll get a chance to meet a good portion of this Cardinal basketball team here this afternoon. Shot clock down to 7, to 6, to 5, and that one is going to be capped by Brink. Make that block number 27 on the year, then the 3 on the other side. And that's just unfair. Another 3-pointer for Prechtel. That is her 4th of this opening half.
Prechtel 4 for 5, 5 rebounds.
12 points, 5 rebounds. That's almost a full game right there for somebody.
I mean, Prechtel's only played 9 minutes, so that's unbelievable.
And we'll get a foul underneath. Called on the Cardinal, trying to take it to the rack was Imai. She will be fouled. Getting another look.
Yeah, little confusion there between Imai and Wahine Kapu on who gets a hand up. But it's 6'5". Prechtel's going to get that shot off over either of those players. They can get her going. She's a big, big key for the Cardinal down the road. I mean, they're obviously stacked in the paint. 56 points in the paint against Grambling the other day. But when they've got 2 3-point shooters in jump and Prechtel, wow, that's tough.
Nice job at the free throw line for Kelsey Imai. Knocking down both free throws. Now 7 of 9 on the year. Taking that one to the glass and laying it up. Delano Poli. What do you think about the freshman point guard for Stanford?
You know, she's filling in some big shoes here, right? Anna Wilson. You take a look at her speed and just her feel. I like that she doesn't turn the ball over. She doesn't have to take a lot of offensive opportunities because they're loaded. That foul's going to be on Haley Jones. Is it on the 3 or before the... Oh, they're going to call it on offensive.
Phillips trying to get a little separation. Extended the arm. So the foul on Phillips. Haven't been a ton of fouls called in this one. With 5, we've got about 2 minutes left in the half. All Stanford as you would expect, but Hawaii doing some good things as well.
Yeah, they're running their offense. They're getting some shots. It's just late in the shot clock, so they've been having to scramble here in the second quarter.
And they take everything to the glass, getting fouled. And be Cameron Brink.
Brink does such a good job when she gets that guard rotation to help, and the balls, you're trying to rip the ball from down low. She keeps it up nice and high, goes to the free throw line more often than not on these double teams.
So Perez tagged with the foul. That's her second. I'll make a substitution as well. Kelsey Imai will check out, and checking in Ashley Toms. And that first free throw is money.
Meg Jefferson also into the ball game, Scott, the 6'3" senior from Australia via way of University of Virginia. Another post player. They've got 6, real post players. That's the biggest rotation I think we've seen since we've been sitting here under Beeman.
And I think big is a good word as well.
Maybe not tonight so big, but in general in the Big West they're going to be big.
Nice pass underneath the shot and getting fouled as Perez. Perez grabbed the ball and immediately took it up.
Yeah, that's a heady play. I'm telling you, this freshman, I've been impressed with Imani Perez. She's gotten a lot better this weekend. Had a little conversation with her yesterday, and she knows exactly what's going on. Tries to get to the free throw line there.
So shooting 2 will be Perez off the foul by Prechtel. And the first free throw will not fall. Hawaii's been pretty good at the free throw line here so far this afternoon. But overall in the season, not one of their stronger points. They're only shooting 65% from the free throw line. They've got to do a better job than that.
They're not getting there enough either. They're only scoring about 7 points from the free throw line. They were into 10 and 11 points last season, which tells you they need to be maybe a little more aggressive on the offensive end.
What about that last free throw for a lane violation? Once again, just getting aggressive are the Cardinals, driving the paint and drawing fouls.
A lot of moves by Haley Jones. That was been quite the battle between she and Deja Phillips. Phillips will take a seat. McBee comes in. McBee's hit three threes in this tournament on some pretty minimal minutes and starting to find her stroke. And as we watched her last season, as the incumbent to sort of Amy Atwell as a three-point shooter, McBee's got to find her rhythm, and it looks like she's starting to a little bit.
You watch Haley Jones play basketball, she plays it differently than everybody else on the floor.
It's slow for her, right? You feel like she knows exactly what she wants to do, and she really matches up. Again, she can play the 1 through 4. Was the MVP of the national championship team 2 seasons ago.
You know, Hawaii has relied so heavily on Deja Phillips here in the early going. Shot clock down to 5. A shot from the corner. McBee's going to be fouled. And she's going to get a chance to go to the charity strike and shoot 3 freebies.
So McThree over in the corner. That's the corner she likes. Brink flying out. Just doesn't give her room. Good opportunity here from Melanie McBee.
There's a couple of fouls on Brink. She'll take a seat probably to the end of the half. And they bring in Francesca Belibi. Thank you.
Of Instagram fame, dunked. She's only about 6'1". So she started dunking as a freshman in high school. Highlights all over the country. Dunked in a college game. How'd you like to have that on your bench?
Well, she dunked during warm-ups.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is that?
Yeah, she's probably the shortest post player on the team.
But she dunked easily.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't like she struggled to flush it.
And that was part of the
good job by McBee.
You know, the famous part of those dunks are the fact that she's not 6'5" or 6'7".
Well, obviously tremendously athletic. Pass inside, the scoop shot, no good. The rebound by Perez. Bringing it up, Wahine Kapu. So I'd like to try to get a basket or two here before the clock hits zero to end the opening half. Only 17 points at the break. And Stanford, actually right now, a little bit below their season average. There's a three-pointer that won't drop. Off the shot by Toms. Shot clock will be turned off, and Stanford will probably hang on to the basketball for a final shot. Last second shot, no good. And it is halftime as the Cardinals look everything like the number 2 ranked team in the country as they are comfortably ahead by 23 over the University of Hawaii, 40-17. And in a moment, we'll hear from Coach Beeman and find out her thoughts on the opening 20 minutes of this one. Hawaii held without a field goal in almost the last 4 minutes. Let's throw it over to Jordan and the coach.
Thanks a lot, Scotty. Coach, you forced 8 Stanford turnovers over. How'd you feel like your team competed?
We're playing hard. I get it as Stanford, but our lack of execution on the offensive end is staggering to me right now. We have got to get better.
What's the message to the squad for the second half?
They have to execute. Against a team like Stanford, they are solid, they are long, they are athletic. You have to run your stuff accordingly, and if you don't, you're going to turn it over and they're going to transition you, and that's exactly what's happened.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot to Jordan and the coach. We're at half. Hawaii number 2, Stanford. All Cardinal to this point, 40-17 Stanford. When we come back, the corner crew will have all the highlights from the opening half and tell us what to expect in the second.
Simplify Arena at the Stan Sheriff Center, and as expected, number 2 Stanford, a dominant first half, leading the Hawaii Rainbow Wahine 40-17 at the break. As we conclude the Rainbow Wahine Showdown, third game in 3 nights for the University of Hawaii. Led it 5-2 for a little to start the ball game here, but then Stanford took over. Some hot shooting outside. They're +10 in the paint as well. Nani, what's impressed you most about the number 2 team in the country?
Just the way they play. They're very fundamental. They run that right. Coach, you saw that early offense when they got the ball off transition, and it was pass right to the post player cutting. That's the way an early offense should be run, and Stanford is just very fundamentally sound like that, and that's what Power 5 basketball looks like.
Yeah, and Coach, go ahead.
I like that offense, that early offense. They come up, nothing. They don't call a play. They just get into their early offense. Everybody knows what they need to be doing, where they need to be on the floor, and they take shots off of that.
Yeah, they really spread the floor quite well. And then, of course, Nani, some of that delayed offense, and then all of a sudden Ashton Pretchell, the 6'5" freshman, comes trailing in, and all she does is go 4 of 5 from beyond the arc.
At 6'5", shooting 4 of 5 from the three-point range. That's hard to defend. But once she hit her first couple, Wahine should have marked her and know where she is on the court and not let her have another one. But she's 6'5". She can just shoot over anybody easily.
Yeah, she was outstanding from beyond the arc. And Coach, on the other side for the University of Hawaii, you heard Coach Beam in there, pleased with the effort, but not too happy with the offensive execution for the Rainbow Wahine at the other end.
Like we said earlier, they're going to make you look like you're not playing smart basketball because they're so quick, they're so long, a lot of reach, and they're just more athletic than you are. So I think the ladies are executing really well, but it looks like they got some possessions where they're not doing really good. But give that credit to the Stanford.
Halftime here at the Simplify Arena. Again, Stanford up big at the break. A 40-17, 23-point lead for the Cardinals.
I think it's time.
Time deficit for the University of Hawaii. We saw Imani Perez, the youngster, inserted into the starting lineup. What have you seen from her, Nani?
She's just playing without any fear, and she's going against an All-American in Cameron Brink. And if you told her last year at this time that you would be playing against an All-American that's just a dream come true. And I think Amani Perez is taking advantage of it.
If you told her that a year ago and she got big-eyed, you would wonder, shall we recruit this girl? Maybe she don't want to play against them. But look, hey, she don't mind, and she's right out there playing. None of the ladies I've seen are look like they saw a ghost. They're all playing very hard, playing together, and I like that.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good effort from the Rainbow Wahine, but Stanford, just so much firepower for this Cardinal group. We'll step away, continue on with halftime here from Manoa as it's the Cardinal up big.
Longs drugs, the number is plus 36.1, and that is the scoring margin this season for Stanford against their opponents, and that is the third best scoring margin in the country. Who's number one? That's what I want to know. If you're winning your games by an average of 36 points, that's pretty impressive, and they continued it here this weekend.
You know, not a super tough schedule start. No, it's not. You know, I mean, obviously they had number one South Carolina. They'll play 14 NC2A teams during the course of the season, but a lot of games at home. Precto with a rare miss. Hit 4 threes tonight, that one off the glass.
And you know, for a team like Stanford, a week ago they played South Carolina.
They did.
But you know, their conference is so competitive. I don't have a problem with that turnaround shot. Too hard for Spiller. Rebounded by the Cardinal. Here comes Stanford quickly across the timeline. Leopoldo dumps it off underneath. Brink can't get that one to drop. And that's like a moral victory. Fight for the ball. And the possession is going to stay with the Cardinal.
See, if there's a street fight, that's not who you want to be in it against. Kelsey, he might. Good scramble, good hustle. Wahine messing a little bit with the potential offensive rebound on that end. Leads to those transition points on the other end, and Imai did a nice job just catching up to that play.
So you know Candace Fujishima in our truck?
I do.
Yeah, she's our producer.
Former softball player.
Former softball all Big Ten selection. Anyway, I was wondering how Lau, who has the largest scoring margin in women's college basketball at the moment, and I won't tell you who it is, but I'll tell you what the largest. Right now, this program is winning their games by an average of 55.7 points per game. Wow. I'll give you a big hint.
Like a mascot hint?
We've mentioned this school's name, but because it's how do I say this? We mentioned this other school's name, but involving volleyball. No clue. There's a 3. Fight for the rebound. And Hawaii will come up with it. You have no idea, do you, Lori?
No.
LSU. LSU right now is beating their opponents by 55, almost 56 points per game. Hawaii on Friday will open up the NCAA Women's Volleyball Tournament against LSU in Palo Alto, where Stanford is.
Well, you know, it's interesting,
And Hawaii's
too.
playing
LSU,
Stanford tonight in basketball.
and interestingly, the LSU coach is Tanya Johnson, who was Jared Elliott's assistant for years at Texas, recruited Sarah Palmer, Kat Brooks out of Hawaii as liberos there. So familiarity with Hawaii. She has a head coaching job there, went from Texas to LSU. Still like it. I still like the bracket. You're not talking me out of it, Scott. Got a little sidetracked. That was a hard foul a couple minutes ago against Cameron Brink. She quickly takes a seat as Vanderveer, I'm sure, will try to protect her a bit.
Well, Stanford with those trees, every time one of Hawaii's guards drives the paint, they get stuck as the shot clock is going to run out before the shot is able to get off. And so that's the second time in this second half that Stanford's defense has not allowed a shot within the shot clock time for Hawaii. That will drive Coach Beeman crazy.
A nice little run to start this quarter, though, right? Perez with a little chippy, the three-pointer by Spiller, shot by Phillips. So that's some pluses here to start the quarter.
About 2.5 minutes left to play here in this quarter. Long pass by Betts, who at 6'7" can see the court and more.
And then Orji fighting so hard to try to keep Betts from posting up. Haley Johnson directing traffic. Lauren Betts, the #1 recruit in the country last season out of Colorado, 6'7", and you see Orji called for the body.
Stanford hasn't scored in about 2.5 minutes. Well, that changes right after the bocce.
See, that's the Haley Jones game right there. She loves that mid-range jumper. She can pretty much get it up anytime she wants. And it's tough to defend. She's so long.
Jones now with 9 points in the game. A little bit under her average of 10.6. Tasia Phillips will take it all the way up. And she will draw the foul on Betts.
You know what I would love to see with Deja, and Nani talked about it because it was a big part of Nani Cockett's arsenal, is just not going all the way to the rim here, because you know what's at the rim. 6'7" is at the rim, right? So once you get across that screen, you get by it, you have a little space, pull up and shoot that mid-range jump shot.
But you don't see anybody do that. Hardly anybody does that, right?
Not as much, but Haley Jones has made a career out of it.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it's and, you know, it's not an easy shot for everybody, but you get space, you get some good vision of what you're shooting, and sometimes it's the better percentage shot.
Phillips knocks down both free throws. Well, we saw, I believe it was Wahine Kapu in the first half.
She has a nice mid-range.
Yeah, she stepped up from behind the three-point line and shot a nice mid-range jumper. Looking inside for Betts. A pass by Jones a little too strong. A turnover. It's a 22-point ball game.
Good look at Vanderveer. They've been here 10 years. Took a little break during the pandemic, but
that's been about 4 years since they've been here.
Yeah, been a nice trip for them with parasailing yesterday and
fight for the rebound. And that one will go off a Cardinal player, and it'll remain with Hawaii.
So a little better execution. We heard Coach Laura Beeman say to Jordan Helly at halftime, we need to run our stuff.
Well, Vanderveer also has a tie to the Big West Conference.
Yeah,
right?
Heidi Vanderveer's sister pretty much coached with her during those national team stints, winning that gold medal in '96. They had that great special on ESPN about the '96 team of Don Staley and
There's a three knocked down. Nice shot by Lily Wahine Kapu. And by the way, her sister, the head coach at UC San Diego.
He had some luck against, I won't say luck, had some success against Hawaii last year. Heidi Vanderveer. Pretty good coach in her own right.
Yeah, not too bad. Perez is getting a lot of playing time against the best teams she'll see all season long. It's going to make that freshman that much of a better player. In fact, talking to Coach Beeman about Perez, who puts the hands up, distracted the three-point shot maybe a little bit. There's Jones. She can't get that one to fall. Here comes Hawaii. But she said Perez is so far ahead of where they thought she would be at this time. Now, granted, this is only a couple weeks into the season. And thank goodness for Hawaii that she is.
Well, and even if Perez just plays tough defense and rebounds, I mean, that's what you normally want out of your freshman post player. Wahine Kapu is playing pretty well today. Struggled a little bit on the front end of this tournament, but starting to really find her way in this offense. Wahine Kapu, no turnovers today.
Shot clock, game clock about a minute ahead. Here Spiller takes it one away, couldn't get it to fall. And Stanford will take the last mid-court shot off the front of the rim. Well, Hawaii with a 5-0 run to end the third quarter. As we get ready for the fourth and final period, it's been all Third time is the charm. Laying it in is Prechter. She didn't shoot a three-pointer, Prechter.
Yeah, Prechtel 4 3-pointers on the night. It's a big lineup. Jones and Brink and Prechtel.
They're doing a good job of sharing the basketball, and that one just thrown away.
Good hands here by Lipolo, just getting that ball on the way up.
And we're going to get a foul. There's got to be a charge, a little out of control. And a good take on the foul.
And that's a really good read. Second time. Takes some guts there from the sophomore, Lily Wahine Kapu, the second charge she's taken in a couple minutes.
Oh, come on,
here.
her feet were moving.
Jump. Looking to jump inside there, and Wahine Kapu getting in the way.
Very often with the foul. Well, actually had a jumper charge with the fouls. Shot clock at 5, at 4. That one swiped away. Still got to get that ball up. That shot is going to be swatted in the shot clock for the third time here in the second half. Shot clock goes to 0 before Hawaii can get a basket attempt.
Little frustration there by Beeman, just in the execution side of it. Quick to get rid of the basketball. They're just not drawing much D. A couple nice plays by Lipolo, the freshman Cardinal point guard, getting her hands on a couple shots there.
Cardinal with 19 points on 15 Hawaii turnovers. And there's another basket in the paint. They're just feeding it inside. Brink that time, the beneficiary. But they're just killing Hawaii in the paint. They're just so much bigger.
This is what they did in the Florida Gulf Coast game. For 3 quarters, that game was pretty close. And then that fourth quarter, they just banged it inside the paint.
Travel. Foul away from the ball. We are going to get a foul away from the ball. And that is on the point guard.
Spiller and Perez take a seat. Jackie, David, Nena Orji come in at the post.
Stuck inside the big trees. Here's Orji. She's going to take it all the way. Guess that one swatted. Another block. That's the 5th in the game for Cameron Brink. And Brink will try the long 3. Excuse me, Prechtel. And that's her first 3-pointer made since the first half. And that's her 5th on the afternoon.
Such a beautiful shot. Really takes it right out of that shooting pocket. Picture perfect fundamentally. You know, back to Brink. She got beat. You know, Orji gets the take, but she could get to that block from about 3 feet behind you, and she did there. A lot of her stuff is stand-up block, but her mobility is so good. Cameron Brink got to be one of the lead players for Player of the Year this season.
And the thing is, it's not just their height, it's their length, right? They just cause so much trouble. And for a team like Hawaii, they're definitely undersized. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Gonna have to try to get that one up. That one's just thrown away and stolen. And talk about a little frustration with certain members of Stanford.
It's been...
I think you have a Deja is a little frustrated as well.
Yeah, been a big battle between Haley Jones guarding Deja Phillips, kind of beating her to her spots, and Deja having to work so hard just to get the basketball.
Kakao checking in for Hawaii. Saw her a bit last year. Played more towards the end of the season.
Yeah, has gotten herself in great shape. Looks really good this season. They've got the depth of Wahine. It's just a matter of finding minutes for people. Getting a little sloppy here, as you would expect, with 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes left in this game. Third game in 3 days, as you mentioned.
This game has been a story of runs for Stanford. 7-0 scoring run as McBee comes in. needed a little rest. Imai. Nice bounce pass, kicked away, out of bounds. And it will stay with the Cardinal.
Nice job by Nena Orji, not allowing that three to get up off the hands of Prechtel. Oh, nice job. Jackie David on brink. David's got the quickness.
Yeah. Too long to get the ball inbounds, turnover. I think Hawaii's done some good things in this game. I think you definitely see a Hawaii team that is slowly figuring things out, players figuring out their roles. I mean, there's definitely no shortage of talent. I mean, not Stanford talent, obviously, but...
Well, coming off that first, we had 10 turnovers yesterday against Florida Gulf Coast, and then the next 3 quarters were pretty good. So this start was much better, which I think Beeman will be happy about. This 3 there by Melania McBee. So hard to have to force those shots late in that shot clock. We've seen that quite a bit today.
Both teams actually have turned the ball over quite a bit. Stanford has 13 turnovers. Well, timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well. 4:55 left to play in this one. Stanford with the lead.
If I put up some...
Cardinal has been impressive, particularly the blocking game. Well, let me rephrase that. The blocking of Cameron Brink has been very impressive.
That was the 5th one of the night from behind on Nena Orji. Cameron Brink, so good on the inside. There you see the one by Haley Jones just a couple minutes ago. And there you see just the discipline, never really pressing down with the hands. As you mentioned, not only is she 6'4", she's, her arm length is tremendous. So bring 15 points to go on with the 5 blocks tonight.
Well, if she doesn't go on and play professionally and make lots and lots of money, she should think about turning into a volleyball player.
This sport's so much fun with this guy.
Inside the break, the turnaround, no good.
If you look at Cameron Brink, you would maybe think that's what she played, right? Just in terms of her body type. But both parents playing basketball.
Yeah, both parents played at Virginia Tech, and you mentioned the fact of the family and how close they are to the Curry family. Whereas Brink can't get down to roll in the rebound by Spiller. 4.5 minutes left to play. Hawaii will get a little breather after today. They won't have to hit the court again as the bucket and the foul. Nice job by Wahine Kapu. Hawaii won't have to hit the floor again until December 11th against UNLV. Nice job by Wahine Kapu. We were talking earlier about who could... I think
she's proven it.
Could be that one.
That she can put, and it's hard too when you're a new point guard in a new program if she comes over to Hawaii, there's a lot in your brain, you know, so the scoring stuff, we know it's there. I think this has been a really good outing for Wahine Kapu.
That was a very easy basket for Agnes Emma Nopu, junior out of Australia.
That was not easy.
Three-pointer McBee rattles out.
It's a really good look there offensively.
So don't you think this bye, if you will, or this time off between now and December 11th, it's going to do just a ton of good, you would think, for this Hawaii basketball team?
It is, and they got a lot of work to do, right? Because it comes on them pretty quick after the holidays. They open with, of course, Davis and Cal Poly road trip.
But that's the end of December.
It is, but I'm just saying that you put those games together. You have the holidays. There's a lot of distractions. It's nice to get in the gym and be able to put some work in.
Miller can't hold on. Another turnover.
Lots of changing of the guard out here for both teams. Betts back into the ball game for Stanford.
So Hawaii, it's looking more and more like they're going to drop to 1-6. But they're a better team than that, don't you think, Lori?
Yeah, I mean, that Oregon State game, I think, was a tough one to lose by 1 point at the end of regulation.
With Dimitri's first basket, sophomore out of Foothill Ranch, California.
I agree with Vince. I think they probably would have guessed they'd have 3 or 4 wins at the end of this preseason.
Well, I think also, the loss of Amy Atwell and Nene Calhoun. And Coach Beeman's talked about it as we get a foul drawn. She's talked about the fact that the leadership aspect is such a void, not having those 2 players, that they may have talent, but they're still trying to find the individuals that are going to kind of fill that puka. Not so much scoring, but the leadership.
Yeah, and I don't know if leadership versus talent. I think I'd probably take. I mean, this is a talented team. Beeman knows that. It's just a matter of sort of putting it together. Leadership also comes from confidence in your system, right? Understanding what you're trying to do on the court, and that just takes time. Wahine Kapu, a couple extra moves there to get to the free throw line. Looks like everybody's legs are starting to feel pretty heavy here.
Wahine Kapu now with a dozen. She leads Hawaii, the only Hawaii player in double digits in the scoring category. Jones and Brink, the 2 of the 3 for Stanford with double digits.
Good D there. Ongo Tao contesting that 3. Good box out. The foul call on McBee. Are they going to beat that scoring margin, I think?
Well, not only that, but Stanford came in averaging 88 points a game. I don't think they're going to score 26 points in the last 242. So, I mean, those are little things you look at, little victories, right? I know it's not the same as winning the game.
No, there's a lot to take away from here. I agree with you.
It'll be interesting to see how Hawaii, what they look like on December 11th when they play UNLV after the extended break. 2.5 minutes left in this one. 23-point Stanford advantage. Toronto have played a lot of players, but still have Hawaii. Work it inside.
There's Jackie David in a nutshell. You're going to try to move her, but she's not going to go very far.
And there's a 3 drained by Nevar.
India Navar, another McDonald's All-American freshman, as you mentioned, from North Carolina.
That's almost unfair. 6'7" Lauren Betts, but
you take a beating though at 6'7". She takes a beating every time she touches it. Good finish there by the freshman.
I mentioned #1 recruit in the country. Here's a 3 off to the left. And Stanford's still hustling in transition. They're working on things as well. And a foul underneath, it looks like.
That's going to be on Orgy.
So then Orgy with the foul. That is the 6th team foul for Hawaii.
Wahine Kapu, good outing by this sophomore point guard. I think Beeman's letting her know that as her sister comes in to replace her. Lifotu.
That's good on the first one.
Wahine Kapu with 12 points tonight. Couple of assists.
If you're Stanford, you can afford to let Hawaii score without fouling. There's a ball thrown away. Good defense again. Another turnover. Get a chance to see McKenna Hare. She's got a little playing time in the last 2 games this weekend. The grad transfer came into the program a year ago from Princeton.
Getting some length at that wing, coming off that foot injury, so still trying to get back in her groove. Worked hard this summer.
It's like a war down there. You're kind of right.
It is.
6'7". Everybody's grabbing and clawing and trying to get a piece of you.
And they're coming from all angles, right? She's probably handled that her whole life.
And to think she's only a freshman at 6'7". You know she's going to get better and better as the years go by.
Well, and able to learn every day from Cameron Brink a little bit inside, and Erie Offen, the 6'3" sophomore, you know. Iron sharpens iron, Scotty.
Did you make that up?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Pretty good for a 49er.
Yeah, I don't have to credit anybody with it, you know.
About 13, 14 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Stanford's going to improve to 8-1 on the year. Hawaii's going to drop to 1-6. Stanford will claim the championship.
I think Stanford's flying out on the red eye tonight. They did have some time for fun, enjoyed the beach, went parasailing.
Well, how about Florida Gulf Coast? They were here for like 11 days. They played
They're
2
coming
tournaments.
from Florida. That's it.
Yeah, if you're going to come that far,
you might as well stay, but get their share of beach.
Nice job.
Ghana had some nice minutes off the bench against Florida Gulf Coast. Came off, scored 7, grabbed 5 rebounds. Parents also professional basketball players. She's from Greece.
Stanford will probably just dribble out the ball and pick up another win, this time by 29 points, which will kind of hurt their scoring margin of victory average and their overall average. But his final score here on a Sunday afternoon in Manoa, number 2, Stanford is too good as they down Hawaii 68-39. We'll take a break, come back, and have more from Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center.
That Norma? That's up and coming, okay? That's why I was there. It's just not supposed to happen. So, no, I'm sorry, man. I'm just not doing it.
Bank of Hawaii now presents the players of the game. Ashton Brechtel, she was just unbelievable from behind the line. 5 of 9, 6 of 10 overall, 17 points, 11 rebounds for Hawaii. Imani Perez, the youngster, just getting better and better with every game. 7.6 rebounds and an assist. So the final score, 68-39 in favor of Stanford. And Lori, I'll let you have the final word.
Well, I think as Beeman said, and as this preseason's gone, this isn't a team that lacks effort. I think their post players got better this weekend. They certainly got better today. And it was nice to be able to see a glimpse of a potential national championship here at the arena. Yeah, I thought it was a good tournament for the Wahine, and they grew this weekend for sure. So
Yeah,
lots to look forward to.
Next game, December 11th, UNLV here at Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. Don't forget, coming up next, the Hawaii Honda Dealers post-game show. You won't want to go anywhere. They'll show you all the highlights and everything from this afternoon's contest. I'll wrap things up for us here on this Sunday, 68-39, the final score. Special thanks to our entire crew. For Lori, I'm Scott. Until next time, aloha.
At the Home Depot, we have the tools to make holiday gift-giving magic for all those project-doing, technology-loving, tool-organizing, woodshop-working people in your life. Get Black Friday savings all through November at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
I long to see the setting sun bring peace on earth to everyone and faith reborn each glowing morn. That's why I dream.
Welcome to Subway's biggest refresh yet. They're drafting 12 new subs for their all-new Subway Series menu. This is exciting, Tony.
Oh, you've never seen stats like this before, Chuck. The new Monster has juicy steak and crispy bacon.
Dang, but what about the new Boss? Meatballs covered in marinara, coupled with fresh mozzarella. It looks so good. It makes me hangry.
Did you say hangry?
And pepperoni, too.
Pepperoni? Now I'm hangry.
The new Subway Series. What's your pick?
Everyone is ready for Monday Night Football. Tomlin and the Steelers meet Saturday and the Colts.
It's a beautiful time for basketball. Where freaks challenge kings.
You know I'm dunking on his balls like a bronco. We in the rack with the rolls in.
And dynasties old and new collide.
Steph Curry, I'm a warrior, shots, yeah.
Lakers Bucks in a special all-cast with Stephen A. Part of a doubleheader. Friday on ESPN.
It's NBA on ESPN time.
Exclusively for Spectrum customers. Your
live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. top leagues and tournaments, and the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. thousands of live events, ESPN Plus originals, the exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library, exclusive access, top leagues and tournaments, and the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. and the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. thousands of live events, ESPN Plus originals, the exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library, exclusive access, top leagues and tournaments, and the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. and the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. thousands of live events, ESPN Plus originals, the exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library, exclusive access, top leagues and tournaments, and the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. and the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. thousands of live events, ESPN Plus originals, the exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library, exclusive access, top leagues and tournaments, and the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events.